I never thought I'd be the type to compare, but when I look at you and think of my ex, the differences are so striking that I can't help but notice. You bring a sense of peace that was always missing before. I catch myself thinking about how things were with my ex, but it's only because being with you has shown me how love is supposed to feel. No games, no uncertainty, just pure, unfiltered connection. When I compare you to my ex, it's not to measure you against them, but to remind myself how far I've come in finding someone who truly understands me. The ghost of my past relationships used to haunt me, but being with you has made me realize that those memories were just shadows. You are the light that makes them fade. It's strange, but every time I think about my ex, it only highlights how much better things are with you. What I thought was love before doesn't even come close to what we have. I used to believe that my ex set the standard for what love should be, but now with you I realize they were only a stepping stone to finding something real. I can't help but compare you to my ex, not because I want to relive the past, but because being with you makes me see just how wrong I was about what love should feel like. Sometimes I think about the things my ex did that made me happy, but then I look at you and realize that you do those things effortlessly, without even trying. In the past, I would have settled for less, but with you, I've learned that love doesn't have to come with conditions or compromises. You make me feel whole in ways I never imagined. Comparing you to my ex feels like comparing night to day. What we have is so different, so much more real, that it almost feels like a dream. Every now and then memories of my ex creep in, but instead of causing pain, they remind me of how much better off I am now with you. I used to think that my ex was the one, but being with you has made me realize that they were just preparing me to appreciate what I have now. The things my ex did that I once thought were special pale in comparison to the way you treat me. With you, everything feels more genuine, more meaningful. My ex used to say they loved me, but I never felt truly seen or understood until I met you. The difference is night and day. When I think about my ex, it's hard not to compare, but what stands out the most is how effortless it is to be with you. With them, everything was a struggle. I never imagined I'd be comparing you to my ex, but the more I do, the more I realize how much better things are now. You bring out the best in me. The love I had before feels so small now compared to what I have with you. It's like I've stepped into a new world, one where I finally know what love is supposed to be. I used to be haunted by memories of my ex, but now those memories have faded into the background. Being with you has given me a new perspective on what love should be. It's hard not to compare you to my ex when you've shown me a level of love and understanding that I never knew existed. You've set a new standard. Sometimes I wonder why I ever thought my ex was the one. And then I remember, it was because I hadn't met you yet. The memories of my past relationship are still there, but they no longer hold the power they once did. You've shown me what it means to be truly loved. I used to believe that my ex was irreplaceable, but now, being with you has shown me that real love is something entirely different, something I never knew I was missing. Comparing you to my ex feels like comparing a warm, sunny day to a stormy night. With you, everything feels brighter, clearer, and more alive. I never thought I'd find someone who could make me forget my past, but you've done more than that. You've given me a future to look forward to. The love I had before feels so shallow now. With you, I feel like I'm finally swimming in the deep end, surrounded by the warmth of your affection. I catch myself comparing you to my ex, but not in a way that makes me miss them. Instead, it makes me grateful for how far I've come and how much better things are now. My ex used to make me feel like love was a battlefield, but with you, it feels like a peaceful garden where I can finally rest. When I think about the way my ex used to treat me, I can't help but feel relieved that those days are behind me. With you, love is easy, natural, and real. I used to believe that love was supposed to be hard, but being with you has shown me that it can be simple and beautiful. The comparison to my ex only makes that clearer. Sometimes I wonder how I could have been so blind in my past relationship, but then I remember I hadn't met you yet. You opened my eyes to what love truly is. My ex always made me feel like I had to earn their love, but with you I feel loved simply for being who I am. The difference is incredible. Comparing you to my ex is like comparing a novel to a short story. What we have is a full, rich narrative that leaves me feeling fulfilled in ways I never experienced before. Every time I think of my ex, it's clear how much of an upgrade you are in my life. You've given me a deeper understanding of love, one that I didn't know I was missing. The contrast between you and my ex is profound. With them, I felt a constant need to prove my worth. With you, I feel effortlessly valued and loved. My past relationship was like a beautiful painting that never quite captured the true colors of love. With you, it's like I'm finally seeing the masterpiece I was meant to experience. Reflecting on my ex while being with you makes me realize just how many illusions I had about love. You've shown me what it really means to connect on a deep level. The comparisons between you and my ex are eye-opening. With my ex, I was always on guard, but with you, I can let my guard down and simply enjoy being loved. Thinking about my ex now feels like looking at old, faded photographs. They remind me of a time that's gone, replaced by the vibrant, living color of my relationship with you. I never knew how much I was missing until I met you. The way you love me is a revelation, starkly contrasting the shadows of my past relationship. When I compare you to my ex, it's not about flaws or shortcomings. It's about recognizing the profound difference between being loved in a transactional way versus a truly unconditional one. Every moment with you feels like a chapter in a story I've always wanted to read. My past with my ex seems like a prologue that led me to the true narrative of us. The love I experienced with my ex was like a puzzle missing pieces. With you, every piece fits perfectly, creating a complete and beautiful picture. The way I used to view love through the lens of my past relationship has completely shifted. You've introduced me to a new, more genuine perspective on what it means to be loved. Thinking about my ex only helps me appreciate the ease and joy of being with you. Our relationship feels like a fresh start, one I never knew I needed until now. Comparing you to my ex brings into sharp focus how different and special what we have truly is. Your presence in my life is a testament to how love can grow and evolve. With my ex, love was often a battlefield. With you, it's a haven of peace and understanding. The difference is night and day. My ex used to make me question myself constantly, but with you, I feel secure and cherished. The contrast is so significant that it feels like a whole new world. Looking back at my past relationship makes me grateful for the clarity and comfort you've brought into my life. You've shown me what true love really means. The love I thought I knew with my ex was just a shadow of what we share. You've brought light and warmth into my life that I didn't realize I was missing. Comparing you to my ex isn't about finding fault. It's about celebrating the incredible difference between being loved with conditions and being loved unconditionally. My ex was like a stormy sea full of turbulence and uncertainty. You are a calm, clear lake where I finally find peace and contentment. Every time I think of my ex, it only serves to highlight how much more fulfilling and genuine my relationship with you is. You've redefined what love feels like for me. The contrast between you and my ex is striking. You bring out the best in me and make me feel valued in ways I never thought possible before. My past relationship was like a dress rehearsal for the real thing. With you, I finally stepped into the spotlight and found my true partner. The difference between you and my ex is like the difference between day and night. What we have is so much brighter, clearer, and more real. Thinking about my ex only makes me appreciate the stability and joy you bring into my life. You've taught me that love can be simple and profound. Comparing you to my ex makes me see how much I was missing out on. With you, I've discovered a depth of connection that I didn't know was possible. My ex was like a draft of a novel, incomplete and rough. With you, I feel like I'm reading the final polished version, a beautiful and fulfilling story. Every comparison to my ex only highlights how different and special our relationship is. You've shown me a new dimension of love that I never thought I'd experience. The past with my ex seems like a distant echo now. Being with you has created a new, vibrant reality where I feel truly understood and appreciated. Reflecting on my ex while with you reminds me just how much I've grown. You've opened my eyes to a richer, more meaningful way of experiencing love. The way you love me is so different from what I knew before. It's like moving from black and white to full color. Every moment with you is vivid and full of life.